This is the network service of the NTA.
Hello, nice to have you join us for another lovely time out on the program Weekend Deal, reaching you from the largest television network in Africa, the NTA. My name is Elizabeth. Now I want to take you back a little bit, actually take you to the streets. A lot of times when we think we are doing something quite risky, what do we say? We tell ourselves insurance covers you. That's to tell you that even though it might be risky, you're well protected because you know nothing will happen. And even if something happens, there'll always be a compensation. But then, in reality, how much of insurance, the real insurance, do we patronize in Nigeria? How much of it do we actually embrace? Do we even know the different policies and what it can do for us? Okay, I don't know. Somebody is in the house with me. Cecil. Cecil, do you have any insurance?
Vehicle insurance?
Vehicle. And on account of...
No, more seriously, I think we all have the national health insurance.
Okay.
You have the vehicle insurance, and
on a count of 1 to 10, I know it's third policy, third party.
Okay, a third, but I think there's also partial insurance. Okay, I have third party. Truth be told, I needed to renew my the full insurance.
Go ahead.
No, but I'll tell you more about the rest of my insurance as the show continues.
We'll be talking a lot about insurance really today.
Yes, we'll be talking a lot about insurance and how much the Nigerians know of insurance. And I doubt if we have up to 10% of the, maybe, 15 maybe, who are involved in insurance other than the NHIS and third-party insurance. It's something I think many Nigerians need to be educated on, and the insurance companies need to also come a little... There are many accusations. There are some accusations I've talked to people who they have against some of this insurance company. I guess as the show continues, we're going to talk about
We'll get to talk about that.
All right, thank you very much. This is Weekend Deal. Now, just before that break, we told you we'll set a motion discuss for today, which is insurance. How much do you know of insurance? How insured are you? And for those who don't have vehicle and don't have the national health insurance, do you have any form of insurance? Well, this background feature is going to set the tone for our discuss today. It's about insurance. So let's enjoy this backgrounder by Francis Ogbe.
With more than half of the population living below the poverty line, the idea of insurance is unthinkable to a significant number of Nigerians. Also, consumer purchasing power continues to be negatively impacted by high inflation. Thus, the need to offer specific products that cover just the right amount of insurance that is desired at various income and demographic levels.
People do not have enough understanding about what insurance can do. For instance, it is only assumed that insurance is basically for motor insurance. Someone that has not bought motor, you are telling the person about insurance, he will tell you, I no get motor. But in reality, insurance does not stop at protecting the car alone. Insurance comes in various forms that even serves more benefit to the people below the average income, and even more particularly for the average income earners.
Insurance policies are used to hedge against the risk of financial losses or from liability for damage or injury caused to a third party.
Firstly, the person buying insurance is gaining protection, which is constant. In the event of loss, insurance seeks to indemnify the policyholder. Some policies under insurance, especially the material damage part of it, where you have protection from fire and special perils and the likes. You can have a policy that is called consequential loss extension given, business interruption. That particular part of it will ensure that some key staff whose salary ought to be paid as a result of the fire incident, the employer can no longer pay them. But if BI policy, if BI extension was given on that policy, definitely they will continue to get paid their basic salary, at least to keep them, rather than lose their job. Pending when the business is restored fully, insurance will be taking care of all those. Someone that is also working within an organization may die in active service. The family loses a breadwinner. The husband is gone. The father is gone. A citizen of Nigeria is gone. However, the dependents loses their benefit, the person that is taking care of them. With a statutory insurance policy called group life in place in an organization, surely the employee that dies, once that policy is in place for him or her, 3 times the annual salary will be paid to the named beneficiary.
There are different types of insurance policies available, and virtually any individual or business can find an insurance company willing to insure them for a price.
Basically, there are 2 broad types of insurance. We have the general business, and then we have the life business. In some cases, they call the general business non-life, and then the life business. The general business has to do with protection of assets, protection of business entity against losses that can affect them in the event of its materialization. However, on the life side, the life business comes under 3 major types of policies. We have the whole life, we have the term life, and we have the endowment. These 3 can come either as individual policies or they can come with mix of benefits.
Statistics have it that only about 3 million Nigerians have any form of insurance whatsoever. At the root of these failures are age-old challenges of poor regulatory enforcement, weak corporate governance, risk management framework, and general inefficiencies with the industry.
When things happen, we should also endeavor to ask people that have suffered small or big losses, hope you have insurance. If a house is burning in your neighborhood, yes, you've called the fire brigade to come to your rescue. Ask the owner of the house, as you're agonizing with him, I hope you insured this house. If the husband dies, in the course of commensurating with them, hope he took an insurance policy at least. That will help you people to continue to pay children's school fees. By the time we say things like this within our various community, people will understand that it truly works and it truly pays to have insurance.
Insurance can offer peace of mind if you know you are protected against the unexpected. Therefore, the need to invest in consumer education could help to restore confidence in the industry and align expectations appropriately. Therefore, our focus on Weekend Deal today is to examine the nitty-gritties of insurance in Nigeria and how to make it more effective.
Yes, if you are insured, everything you do, you have your insurance. You're more relaxed when you think there is risk. Now, Cecil, there is a question. The day we were deciding on this topic, I asked, and I couldn't get an answer. The good thing is that we have the CEO of National Commission, Insurance Commission, coming in to join us. Maybe he will answer that question for me. What's the question? I always ask. Nigeria, bride price is very expensive. You know, you go and marry a wife, it's a whole lot of money. Okay. So what is insurance for the wife? You know, what insurance are they giving the husbands in case this marriage
Yes, in case anything happens. Yeah, I mean, I guess the insurance should cut across so many things.
Yes.
I have a friend, she says she wants to insure a part of her body.
Exactly. So these are the things we're going to look at. And sir, whenever you join us, there's a whole lot for you to answer. But for now, if you ask a typical Nigerian, what insurance do you have? You say, I have my car insurance. What is car insurance? What is vehicle insurance? How do we go about it to ensure that we get the right one done? NTA Ibadan actually did a good job. Let's see it.
We work really hard and put a lot of effort and resources to protect our lives, properties from being destroyed in the event of an unexpected circumstances like fire outbreak, accident, theft, terminal illness, or death of loved ones. It is a known fact that people have different attitudes and opinion towards almost everything in life, be it religion, politics, social, or economy. So, the negative attitude of some Nigerians towards insurance is no exception. This may be as a result of the unique nature of people towards savings, which account for the low patronage of insurance. As a way of managing the practice of both the new and old insurance companies, and to ensure that more Nigerians embrace it, the federal government established the National Insurance Commission in 1997 to standardize the insurance industry. Insurance is of two types, namely life insurance, which involves insuring of one's life, and general insurance, which covers motors, household, building, marine, and all other aspects of insurance. One of the ways to improve on the practice of insurance is to enlighten people on some of the basis of insurance laws and the benefits that can be accrued to the enrollees. As good as the insurance plan is, why are people not buying into insurance policies?
I think primarily because of awareness. The insurance company are even deliberately not even making you to know your rights. It's maybe deliberate, I wouldn't know, but the awareness is almost zero. It's very low. So even in terms of accidents or times that you could make claims, you are not even aware of what and what to do. And in some instances that you are bent on actually making those claims, there are some procedures that makes it almost impossible, that allows time wasting. It could be very frustrating. At the end of the day, you just look at it. Even though that insurance policies are made statutory in Nigeria, I myself, I wouldn't, because for like 20 years, like 19 years, I've not benefited once on any form of insurance.
I've been doing insurance, not on the various cars that I've used, but hardly do you benefit from it. Maybe there's a connivance somewhere, I don't know. But I think insurance is an essential thing that we must do. But at the same time, we hardly benefit.
Since insurance is all about indemnifying, that is, paying for the losses of the insured, and with the recent outbreak of fire incidents across the country, insurance policies is to serve as cushion in case of any eventuality. Another common way the general public use insurance is through motor insurance. How compliant are the motorists, and what way can government ensure compliance?
Some people, they went ahead and they were doing fake stickers. If you insure genuinely, you're supposed to receive alert that your vehicle is genuinely insured. Any motorist that pay premium to insurance, if you did not receive that alert, you're supposed to take that company's up.
Or investor can bring in funds into an insurance company. By the time they recapitalize, they will have enough fund at least to make good any losses suffered by their clients.
What are the benefits of insurance?
We've been having fire incidences at our various markets across the nation. If you are one of the victims and you have a fire insurance in place, I'm telling you, you can only have that bad feeling when the incident occurs as a business person. You have that human feeling. But down to the bottom of your stomach, you know that you have someone to follow. Because the insurance company is going to come to evaluate, inspect, adjust the risk you have suffered, and they will make payment. Then you can go back to business immediately.
On the side of the insurance company or insurer, how professional are they discharging their duties, most especially in the payment of compensation or indemnity to promote better patronage.
And sanitizing insurance company is very easy now. When you have any problem now, National Insurance Commission, NICOM, is now listening even to the public's complaint, and they are treating it to the roots.
To ensure that the institution competes globally and contributes optimally to the national economic growth and development, it is important that people should endeavor to insure their lives and properties.
All right, that was vehicle insurance from NTA Ibadan. And of course, I don't know, Lizzie, tell me. Don't tell me you just have third party.
Well, it's not a crime. I mean, it's a Nigerian thing. All of us do it. You do it too.
Okay, we need to educate people like Lizzie.
I don't mind. I'm open to education.
All right, we need to educate ourselves on why we should insure everything we have. And of course, talking third party. Now, I mean, of course, understand what third party insurance is. I know we know it in terms of vehicle, but I think it's also cut across other areas of insurance. This is where you, the first party is you looking for the insurance. The second party is the insurance company, and the third party is the person whose vehicle you damage, or the person who's going to be the recipient.
Okay,
of
you've
the
said
insurance.
giving me the education already.
Yes, I'm educating you already.
Thank you, teacher.
That's third-party insurance. So if you have any question, my student, put up your hands.
The question I have is, let's just go to the feature.
All right, so we'll go to the next feature. And this next feature is coming from our Lagos Network Center. And we're going to look at why people prefer third-party insurance. Stay with us.
Generally, is the outsourcing, transferring and sharing of risk, unpleasant experiences, moments of grief, especially events involving loss of life, property, vehicle and other assets to an insurance company for a small fee called premium. On the occurrence of a stated contingency, the insurer will pay to the sum insured. Vehicle insurance, also known as motor or automobile insurance, offers a financial protection against physical damage, bodily injury, theft, fire and other liability arising from motorcycles, cars, trucks and other road vehicles. Finance insurance experts tells us about various insurance policies that must be put in place in line with the Road Traffic Act, which says no vehicle must be on our roads without an insurance policy covering it.
There are 4, but only 3 are operative, and they are motor third-party insurance. You have the motor third-party fire and theft, and the motor comprehensive insurance.
Comprehensive insurance. The other one is third-party insurance. Act insurance is no more in place, but just for the purpose of being complete, when you talk of insurance, motor insurance, Act cannot be ignored because it used to play a role in this country, and that's what most people call police, let me pass.
The kind of coverage a vehicle insurance offers determine their comparison. How and what are the potential benefits available for car owners from these insurance policies?
You must have that minimum third-party insurance, motor insurance. Third-party motor insurance takes care of bodily injuries to third parties, death of third parties, property damage of third parties. Because if you put your vehicle on the road without that minimum insurance, you are liable either to be fined on conviction or and convicted.
Comprehensive insurance will take care of own damage aspect of the vehicle in use. Third party, as the name implies, talks about liability to third parties. These liabilities are not cheap. When it comes to death and personal injury, medical expenses, it is unlimited. There is no protection to the vehicle that you are insuring when it is under third-party insurance.
Professionals also gave advice on the need for vehicle owners to insure them.
Approach a registered insurance broker to guide you properly.
If it is the third party that you want to get the real one, the genuine one, Forget about getting this thing from licensing offices are not insurance offices.
Life, they say, throws many unexpected things at us. While we cannot stop these things from happening, we can opt to give our life, health and automobiles a bit of protection. Hence, ensure that your vehicles are insured.
Now you know a bit of why people prefer the third-party insurance, and lots of questions and comments are coming in, and we will not take them ourselves because we have the CEO, the Acting Commissioner for Insurance, Mr. Sunday Thomas. He is right here with us, but not in the studio yet. He will come in much more later, and all your questions, he will be taking them. But for now, I know, Cecil, when you were growing up, did you have a child education fund? Insurance?
I don't know if that's what they called one thing, and my dad was setting more some money aside for us. I don't know, was that insurance? I have to ask my dad. Give me my phone, please. I know there's some money that dad was setting aside for us to give license to us whenever we needed.
Please call your father. We're not sure.
I will call my father. Like, seriously.
All right, let's get to find out what is child education insurance. It's important.
What's education? Education is the process of converting knowledge, skills, and judgment. Now we know the meaning of education. What's legacy? Legacy is the money or paid to give to someone a will.
Planning your children's future as early as possible is a key component of parenting and one of the greatest legacies a parent can leave for a child. How can the parents plan properly for the future of their children's education?
Education protection plan is a plan that gives parents or the guardian the opportunity to save over a period of time for their child's education. It might be 3, it might be 4 years, depending on when the children will be in the university.
The policy outlives the parent in the event of death or unforeseen circumstances such as disability or loss. A policyholder can fall back on education insurance to fund the education expenses of his or her child.
The future of the children depends on the plan of the parents. And the only legacy a parent can leave for the child is education, because education is the best weapon which you can use to change the world. And the societal menace and crisis we are having today is because people are not educated. And it boils down to parenting. So every parent must have a plan on how best to secure the future of the unborn child or the child that is still small. So by so doing, you can secure this education insurance policy for your child.
If you have the plan on ground, when the unforeseen circumstances happened, at that point, if it's death, the insurance company begin to pay the child's education fee. And the payment is going to be made directly to the school so that nobody have access to that money at that point. Now you are still alive, but you are being rendered incapacitated. The education plan as well will be the one to make payment. At that point, you stop paying, even if what you have paid is just, let's say, 2 premium to the insurance company. And this happened, the insurance company take care of the child's education to the tune amount that you have agreed.
Having education insurance for your child or ward comes with a lot of benefits. Upon maturity of the policy, the accrued bonuses are paid in addition to the assured sum.
If your plan is to save, let's say, a lump sum of 10 million naira for a period of 5 years towards your child's education, and the first year death occur, the insurance company that has given you that policy will be the one to make that 10 million naira available.
Education insurance is tax-free on premium paid, giving you a higher incentive. It is a lifesaver.
All right, now we know the importance of having insurance for our children. So if you haven't had one yet, I think this is the right time to think about having one. All right, going straight into our next insurance discourse is the importance of having health insurance, which I think is the second most popular health insurance in Nigeria after third-party vehicle insurance. Well, my opinion now on the importance of having health insurance.
Research shows that despite the advantages of insurance schemes available in Nigeria, majority still pay for their health care without the utilization of requisite services. Could this be as a result of poor sensitization carried out by healthcare providers both in rural and urban areas? Let's find out. How many Nigerians are aware of the myriad of health insurance schemes available?
I just filled the form. I just registered, not quite long. By November, that was when I registered. And since then, I've not gotten my number. And it's rated me not to see doctor in the hospital. I don't know why, what is keeping them not has released the number by now.
Yeah, it's just like the NHIS, like the civil servants that belong to it. There are some specified hospitals. Like me, I go to Nigerian General Hospital because that is the house I'm staying. So my wife, my children, they go to the hospital there, and I think it's good. It's good.
Different strokes for different folks, I must say. Insurance is a form of risk management, primarily used to guard against the risk of a contingent on certain laws, according to research. It will interest you to know that majority of Nigerians are ignorant of the inherent benefits of insurance schemes. You can be quite enlightened by Dr. Maxwell Odiego, a medical expert and a Nigerian.
Last April, there is a bill that has been passed. I don't know whether it has been signed into law that it should be compulsory for all Nigerians to be covered. And also we should, apart from the formal sector, we also have the organized private sector, which is also included in the scheme right now. There's also called the voluntary contributory insurance scheme. That's for those that are not employed. They can come together as a group or a community, a professional community or any kind of community of same interest.
Many civil servants have been captured under a health insurance scheme, and the benefits, many say, cannot be overemphasized. To this end, adequate knowledge and awareness are essential. That way, this sustainability by government and health caregivers can be achieved.
When you pay your premium, you don't pay much money again when you access care. Then for those that go to the hospital often, they enjoy the services more as well. Remember that for insurance, you need a wide pool. Is that wide pool that will subsidize, whether you like it or not. There are some that are not at risk like that, but there are also some people that need to go to hospital often.
In Nigeria, for example, previous studies carried out show that awareness and knowledge about prepayment schemes as it is available under the National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) is low, similar to other reports from developing countries in the African continent. Health is indeed your greatest wealth. It is wise to say that all must be quite aware of what is available to create the right environment for all Nigerians to access adequate medical care.
Health is wealth, there's no doubt about that. And if it's that important, we should ensure that we ensure ourselves, medically speaking, because you never can tell when the emergencies will come.
Well, we are still talking insurance on the program today. And don't forget, in a very short while, we are going to bring in our guest. He is the Acting Commissioner for Insurance of NICOM, Mr. Sunday Thomas. He will come talk to us about insurance. So send all your questions.
A lot of people are actually sending questions. The numbers are on the screen as we speak. Yes, they're already sending. He will take all your questions.
Yes.
But where we're going to?
All right, so let's take a trip quickly to Asaba, where we'll take another angle of vehicle insurance. So please do stay with us and enjoy this.
The motor car as a type of vehicle is one of man's most prized possessions, for not necessarily as a means of comfort, but to also ease mobility. This naturally implies its being exposed to certain risks or incidents of accidents, theft, damages, and in some cases, even injuries and death. In many countries of the world, Nigeria inclusive, it is compulsory to have a vehicle insurance before using or keeping a motor vehicle on the public policy roads.
It's the extant law that makes motor vehicle insurance compulsory, and the law is the Motor Third Party Vehicle Act 1945.
It is compulsory because in as much as we don't see accident as part of the society, it do happen. Insurance, as per you are insuring your vehicle, and they are also insuring your life.
Vehicle insurance, also referred as car insurance, motor insurance, or auto insurance, is an indemnity policy for cars, trucks, motorcycles, and other road vehicles. It is primarily a tool to provide financial protection against physical damages or bodily injuries resulting from vehicle collisions or accidents, and against liability that could result from incidents in a vehicle. Additionally, it offers financial protection against theft of vehicle and damages sustained from events other than traffic collisions, such as key weather or natural disasters, and damages from colliding with stationary objects. Do motorists understand the importance of insuring their vehicles?
Well, a good number of motorists do actually appreciate it. Quite a large number of them do not seem to understand the benefits therein.
What are the potential benefits available for car owners on the various insurance policies?
Number one, you would have been a law-abiding citizen. You would have complied with the law by owning a motor, because it's a requirement of the law. That's number one. Then number two, it also serves as a protection for your investment in that vehicle.
There are various types of motor insurance policies. Their terms varies with legal regulations.
The categories are actually about 4 of them. The traffic only, third party only, road, third party fire and theft, and the comprehensive. But effectively in the country, the 3 that operational are the third party only, then third party fire and theft, then the comprehensive.
Nevertheless, there seems to be very prevalent trends of many people opting for the third party option, and one can only wonder why.
Yes, I have third party insurance.
Why do you opt for the third party insurance?
Because it's cheaper for me. The comprehensive has a lot of benefits, but when you check the money you have available, there's no need.
Third party, in Nigeria, we are doing it out of compulsion, not out of necessity. If you think of the inconveniences of getting redemption, you just say, well, let me go for the list so that if anything happens, I will bear it myself.
Basically, the third party, number one, we buy fairly used vehicles. So you can't expect me to go and do a comprehensive insurance on a third-hand car.
Life is full of risks and uncertainties. This is an inevitable fact. It is therefore very important to protect one's valuables, especially motor vehicles, through various categories of an insurance policies today. The interest benefit cannot be quantified.
Vehicle insurance, the most popular one that many Nigerians, well, I wouldn't even say willingly, because you just don't have a choice. When you are renewing your car papers, somehow you get the vehicle insurance. I already have a question from one of you, the viewer, on this. But just before I ask the question, let me get to introduce our very special guest who will do justice to all your questions, our questions, and educate us a little more. He's the Acting Commissioner Insurance and the Chief Executive Officer of National Insurance Commission, Sunday Thomas. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You've been with us on this show right from the beginning. You've been watching, you've been seeing all the features. And let me just go straight into the first question. Okay. When I'm renewing my papers, I get this third-party insurance. I think it comes somehow by default. And one of our viewers has sent a message. He says that the vehicle insurance certificate that is given you when you renew your papers, the third party, is actually a scam because it's fake, that it really doesn't work. How true is that?
You know, thank you for having me here. These are some of the issues that we have in our society. Ordinarily, we have established institutions where insurance business is supposed to be transacted. It is not supposed to be transacted along with your vehicle renewal papers. So, but, I mean, what we have is people taking advantage of the lack of awareness of citizens to perpetrate those fraud. And we have institutions and we have locations where you can reach out to either the broker, insurance broker, or underwriting companies and purchase your cover.
So I'm supposed to do that myself, not alongside the whole VIO.
That's what it's supposed to be.
So anything happens, would that third party actually work?
Ordinarily, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, because it's not carrying any. There's no cover.
There's no weight.
There's no cover attached to it.
All right, I want to go to our viewers again. Somebody asked a question. I think I should actually start with this. There's so many questions coming in, but Comrade Alhaji Ngala from Borno State says, what is the importance of insurance?
Well, the importance of insurance, I've listened to the program over time, and you have tried to explain what it is, either by the activities that you have shown on your program. But it's important for us to know that insurance as it is supposed to protect us against the unforeseen. I've had someone trying to separate the different kinds of insurance and the rest of that. But the common and general future of insurance is to protect us against the unforeseen. You save for the future. That's what it is. Nobody knows the future. So why not prepare yourself for that future? That's just the simplest way in which I want to explain this.
Explain it. Okay. In 2016, Nigeria, insurance industry was estimated to have generated gross premium income of over 356 billion through its various insurance policies. And historical GPI growth has been driven by the 6 compulsive insurance policies. Now, I would like to know, for me and so a lot of people out there, all we know about insurance is car insurance. This morning, we just got educated again on educational insurance. What are those insurance, apart from the car, health, and maybe education, people can do, because when we talk about insurance, to a lot of people, is alien.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, there are some classes of insurance that have been made compulsory by law. One of it is the one everybody can address to, which is the motor insurance, the third-party motor insurance. We also have, there are some that are for individuals, there are some that are corporate in nature. We have, of course, we have been having this building collapse and the rest of that. It is mandatory that when a building is under construction and it's over 2 floors, it must carry insurance, because of, one, the environment and the workers within the building. So that if anything happens to them, they can receive some compensation. Of course, also public building. And public building, definition of public building is quite wide. We are talking of these public offices, hotels, offices, hospitals. They are all supposed to have insurance. And it is defined as any building in which the public have free access. It's supposed to carry insurance. But of course, that is not there yet. But of course, probably in the course of this program, I will be able to explain some of the things that we are doing in this direction. We also have, as a result of the Pension Reform Act, 2004, reenacted in 2014, it is mandatory that if you're an employer of labor and you have up to 3 employees, what this means is that for you, for example, you have your guard, you have your maid, you have your driver, you're supposed to have a group life cover. That's exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Seriously, if I get a house help now, and my driver, I must have to.
That's what it means.
Oh my God. Let me ask you this.
So you're supposed to provide a group life cover for them.
Okay, good. I was just going to ask you about what they call group life insurance, because I belong to a group, and someone was trying to educate us on why we should come together as a group, have some kind of insurance. That's many people are shying away from it. But well, good to know you've answered that. Because of lack of time, let me just go straight into asking you about some of the reasons why people Nigerians may not be involved in this. Is economic instability. People think it's so expensive. Possibly the insurance companies aren't educating us enough. Maybe I guess they have so much money, so they don't have time to educate even more people. So tell us a little about this.
I think largely, I will agree here that awareness is still very poor. People are yet to know the benefits of insurance. And of course, that's part of our major program for this year in the Commission, one of our development initiatives. It's not, I don't want to believe that Nigerians don't want to take insurance. It's just because they are not aware of the benefits. Well, it's not as much as the benefit. If you, I'm from a village, but you know that in the village people do contributions. Whether they have it or not, anything they realize, the first thing is to separate that amount. That is how insurance should be. Insurance should be it should be the oxygen that we breathe, because we don't know what happens tomorrow. And if we want to live a life of comfort in future, we know whatever asset that we have today must be preserved. And our savings today must be able to grant us some comfort in the future.
You know, a lot of Nigerians have argued that one of the reasons why they do not embrace insurance is because when something happens, there's always several clauses that are so confusing. For instance, you have car accident, they tell you minus this, minus that, plus this, plus that. So educate us, what are those clauses that actually confuse people in any kind of insurance, be it house
adding
or...
to that, we should tell us what are those things we should look out for, because these terms of reference is so long, we don't read anything, we just sign. There are so many clauses, phrases hidden in between. What should we look out for?
I've had this over and over, but when you go take your clothes for dry cleaning, do you take them to read those conditions? Certainly no.
Do I even read my user's manual for my
So you see, this is part of lack of reading culture. You take insurance certificate, and now technology has minimized this volume. You just have one page. You don't even try. You don't try to go through what conditions governs. Remember, insurance is also a contract. It's a contract. You don't take time to know the conditions that governs the contract you have entered into. And that is the root of some of these challenges. There's nothing they do post you're taking the cover that has not been provided in the paper you were given pre the cover. So all you need, and the law has so made it that you can even reject if you read and you're not satisfied. You can reject the cover.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, yes. Those provisions are there.
Wow.
So but for most of the time, we don't take time to go through these conditions. And that will have assisted us a great deal to understand. But notwithstanding, we understand an environment. So what we do is that from taking the policy to the time of claim, we have companies have been mandated to provide conditions that they must fulfill in event of a claim. It's now, and you have it on your paper. So it's not that you are asking, okay, what should I do? It's already stated, right from inception.
Okay, so they're going to make it clearer
Exactly.
for me now. Yes,
that's right.
Because I know there are people shy away from these things because this insurance company, people say they, when it's time for payback,
that's why you understand that English.
These ones are clearly stated
Okay.
from the beginning, so you have it there.
Good to know. If it happens that I have any problem with that, I'll come look for you, Mr. CEO.
Please, you have
somebody just wrote in again
free.
for you. It says, good morning, sir. Please explain area of insurance business in Nigerian content among the insurance company in Nigeria from, that's Wakil in Meduguri. I'll take the question again. Good morning, sir. Please explain area of insurance business in Nigerian content. I guess this is context among the insurance company in Nigeria. Maybe he wants to go into business. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. He might. From this, it's not clear, but probably he's talking as an investor.
Yes, that's what I think.
Of course, it's been explained here. We have the life businesses. We have a general business, and of course, the capital requirements are clearly stated. We are in the process of recapitalizing the industry right now. And if you want to invest in life operations, you need only 8 billion.
8 billion?
Yes, only. Yes, if you want to go into general business, you need 10 billion. If you want to combine the two,
it's sounding like 1,000.
Yes, I was going to ask
just
1 billion in 8 places.
then if you want to do both, you go for 18 billion.
I think you should just try to reach your office and you educate him a little more on this.
That's right.
Before we take the next report, I won't just be doing a lot of people justice if we don't ask this question. We already asked the question at the beginning of the program. Someone asked, for the men, what insurance do they have for the high cost of bride price in Nigeria? Any insurance for us? You spend millions marrying, and then the guy gets up one day and says, I'm done with this marriage. What is insurance for the men?
Trust.
Trust.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Trust insurance.
Just trust.
I know. I agree.
I give up.
There must be trust. Trust will sustain and preserve.
Just quickly going further. Let me take a little back.
Yeah.
I sell akara.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe my husband rides Okada. We have 5 children. We have rent to pay and everything. So I want to do insurance. I go to the insurance company, but the zeros that they give me is so much that I have to come back. Are there insurance that can help people with such low income?
Yeah. Thank you very much. We are now getting bigger in financial inclusion. We recognize this caliber of people, and that is why we're encouraging the supply side of insurance, which has to do with micro insurance. We have about 4 companies now duly registered as a standalone to transact microinsurance business. And we have others, existing conventional companies that have windows allowed to, in addition to their conventional businesses, run microinsurance. So, and that is meant to take care of the lower part of the pyramid, so that they can be partakers as well. Yes, partaker of this good
Thank
venture.
you so much, sir. Thank you. And for me, it's been an honor for you coming in to share your thoughts and clear things for us. Thank you again, even though I still doubt that trust is all the insurance we give to the men.
Trust insurance.
We'll be speaking with the Acting Commissioner for Insurance and also the Chief Executive Officer, National Insurance Commission, in the person of Mr. Thomas Sunday. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, and somebody, we should definitely bring him. All right, it's still Weekend Deal. I know lots of questions are still coming in. We'll take a bit of it before we take you to the next bus stop. This one says, good morning, sir. Oh, the commissioner is already out. But I'll take this. Good morning, sir. Please kindly help me throw more light on the third-party insurance that majority of car users in Nigeria purchase? That's from Isaac. Isaac, that question has been answered, with some of our features. And at the same time, the man actually said that there's nothing there for you. If you're going for third-party insurance, there is absolutely nothing for you. So we quickly take the next.
If you process it yourself.
And that means you have to do the comprehensive.
Yeah.
So, good morning, sir. Could you please tell us more about military insurance? I recall he said that government has already made provision for that.
Yeah, he mentioned that we're stepping out.
Okay, let's see again. Good morning, sir. Is insurance company common in Nigeria? Of course they are.
They're common in Nigeria, but I guess they still need to do a little more, publicity.
Yes, definitely. But I know that there are a whole lot of them. And my insurance just disappeared into thin air. What do I do? Did they kidnap his insurance? He said my insurance company just disappeared into thin air. What do I do?
Report to NICOM. Just take the case up.
Whatever the insurance company is, I think you should report it. Let's get to find out. And then they will advise you on what to do from there. We will be taking another bit on insurance. When we come back, we talk about it. Let's see.
Buying or building property is the biggest and most expensive investment one could ever make. And it's vital that these investments are fully protected. All over the world, many secure their property with the aid of insurance policies, which provide protection against risks such as fire, theft, and natural disasters.
Your houses can be insured. I'm sure some of the estates which are springing up in Abuja today, the owners must definitely inculcate element of insurance. I knew that at least the last year rainfall was very heavy all over Nigeria. It rendered a lot of havoc, a lot of damages as a result of flood. And this flood, don't forget fully, is part of allied perils under fire. It's just an extension. You understand me? To fire cover. Insurance were called to some of these properties which are damaged last year, and payments were made. So, in case of houses, it's in the interest of the owner, to put up insurance cover. And mind you, fire insurance is the cheapest among all the insurances. The money is so small, the premium payable is so small. And we want to encourage and advise a lot of people that have houses to cover them against the fire and the allied perils.
Insurance is not an alien word that one should be scared of. Rather, it serves as a soft landing in an event of any hazards. Thus, it is of utmost benefit at all levels.
Go to sleep. If anything happens to your vehicle, insurance will pay. So also in respect of household utensils, which is covered under the burglary. So also the fire insurance that we are talking about, if there is, fire outage or outbreak that affected the building, underwriters are ready and willing to pay. The present practitioners, they know what they are doing. Nobody wants to be labeled as an insurance company that doesn't have importance or lay high premium to claim payment. Of course, when we are paying claims, a claim is the shop window of insurance company. That's how they get to know whether insurance is there. And like I said earlier, a lot of us who are stakeholders needs to go beyond more what we are doing now to make sure that insurance ethics or culture is imbibed by majority.
Despite the benefits of insurance, convincing people to sign up for any insurance policy is more of a Herculean task. What could be responsible for the low patronage of insurance policies in our society?
The reason we have not imbibed the culture of insurance, and the reasons are obvious. One, it may be because of religion. Some people believe that through religion, everything belongs to God. Of course, we all belong to God. The devil help those who help themselves. I see no reason why you cannot insure your property because of religion. Because they say give to Caesar what is Caesar and give to God what is God. Then we are talking about disposable income. The money being paid to people, to some still believe they are grossly inadequate for them to look for insurance. But we have come to see with the advent of the GSM that the money we spend, on buying the recharge card is enough for us to purchase insurance cover.
It is important to mention that your property is vulnerable and it can crash anytime, any day to disaster, theft, or fire. So why take the risk? Prevention, they say, is better than cure.
Yeah, with these times of fire outbreaks, I know we just had a recent one in Balogun Market, and the flood is coming with the rains coming soon. It's very important that you try to insure your property, whether it's house, it's car, whatever it is. Try to at least get an insurance. You can never be too sure. Of course, I know in Nigeria would say, I reject it. Yes, we all reject it, but please try to do an insurance. You can never be too sure. All right, many of you, when you travel, I know you feel this, we talk public transport, you feel this thing, the manifest, yes, and then there's also some kind of insurance thing when you travel. I don't know if they still do this, but travel insurance is something we should also consider and take it pretty seriously.
We have lots of it, but I'll just take one for now before we move in to join your next guest. Hi, my name is Matthew Daga from UK. I like watching Weekend Deal and in general NTA in the mornings. But the past few days, transmission has been cutting off every 2 minutes. Can your technical team look into this problem? I'm surprised. I'm sure he's watching via Vision TV. .uk. Yeah, that's where, wherever you are in the world, you can actually watch us. They will fix it for you. Moving on, we'll take some of the other messages, and one of them here says, if licensing officers are genuine outlet for taking insurance policies, why do insurance companies still allow them to continue selling to customers on their behalf? Truth is, for every business, there are genuine ones, there are quacks. But we all know, if you see what is genuine, it's very clear. Walk into an office and ask questions. Please don't patronize people on the road. And tomorrow, something quite exciting, but not very happy about, is going to happen here. We'll be looking at something that has been going on. The disease, coronavirus, and Lassa fever. We'll be looking at all that tomorrow. And experts will also join us. I know that you have lots of questions to ask. You can send them ahead of time. We'll tackle them tomorrow.
All right, we pray the virus does not come and Lassa fever that is here claiming lives and health of people. Please do well to insure yourself. You just can't be too sure what the rats in your house are up to. Thank you very much. My name is Cecil. Let's do this again tomorrow.
All right, there you go, citizens. Please eat healthy. Bye.
Thank you.